Okay. Class was amazing like always. The current time is 6:09 Eastern Standard Time. So we meet for an hour. Sometimes we go over every day for 21 days. Like I think I said before, I did the first, well, technically her second session. So this is her third session. So I did the second session, and that was from February 4th to February 25th. So you 21 days straight. Okay, that includes the weekend where you wake up 5 a.m. Eastern Standard Time, which is 4 my regular time because I'm in Chicago. And if you know me, you know I don't be getting up that early. Like I've always said, like, I'm just not an early morning person. I even researched and found out that I was born on a Wednesday, January 24th at noon. So that's the excuse I used to use. I was born at noon anyway, so that's why I'm not a morning person. Stop the excuses. So I wanted to do something different and drastic for my life, or in my life, for 2024. Okay. I think I said that I was going to do the channel, share content with my godchildren, or about my godchildren, but also about myself. So I'm going to spend a little time kind of telling you, like I said, I'm not going to go through the content of the class, and the books and all of that. If you want to be a part, her name is Peach McIntyre. I'll insert it. Like I said, it's worth it. So I went through first 21 days, second session, session 3, which started February 26th and it ends March 27th. I don't know if you can see this, but we write down our goals, mantras, affirmations on index cards. That's one little secret I'm going to tell you. A lot of people do that anyway. It's for the visual part. So for me, I laminate my index cards and then I punch holes in them. And I got these little rings from Amazon. So I've done that and this is just like I said, we do daily goals, talk about our goals for 2024. These are my 2024 goals. I'm going to share these in a whole nother video because it's a lot. And then some of it's a little personal, but it is what it is. I put it out there. Accountability purposes. Like a lot of times when you say you're going to do something, it's best that you write it down. You continue to write it down. You continue to sit or, affirm it. And for the accountability purposes, tell somebody. Okay. If I'm saying that I want to lose weight and I want to lose 10 pounds for the month of March, then let me tell somebody so that I can be held accountable. 6 of the third session, but technically speaking, it is day 27 for me. I go for myself to do at least 90 days. Okay. And again, this is big for me because I'm not a morning person. Well, let me stop saying that. I used to say that I'm not a morning person. There's a lot of things I'm learning in this class. And big thing is, even if you don't have the skill or you don't have that an ability, if you practice it, you can obtain that skill. You can obtain that ability. So, like I said, I've been getting up, y'all, 3:30, 3:45 Central Standard Time to be class by 4 o'clock. Okay, this is day 27. I wasn't feeling well last session 2. I think was day 7. And I have actually the message, so I'll look at the actual date. And I sent Peach a message because I literally I couldn't move. I told her, I apologize. I'm not going to be in class. I ended up taking some medicine, going back to sleep for a couple more hours. And when I got up, y'all, I was so like, oh my God, I have to read chapter this. And I have to make sure, I know what I missed in class. And I missed class so much. I said to myself, I'm not missing another class. If I got to put I'm tired, or, body is acting up, because the body likes to act up, especially when you start eating right or, working out. Like my foot now, y'all, and it's weight. My foot now is swollen. It's a lot better, but it swelled up maybe 3 days ago for several reasons. One, I twisted it a little bit my sister Vicky and I walked last week on, was it Tuesday and Wednesday? Yeah, it was really warm days in Chicago. And we, walked for 45 minutes. So I'm thinking that I was not as hydrated, drinking enough water, so a little dehydrated. That'll do some swelling. Eating too much salt and salty foods and processed foods. I was doing that, still. So I swole up, baby. And, and if, when you have an injury, it takes time, to heal itself. But it takes even a longer time when you're overweight and you have other stuff going on. And so that's been the issue with me. So I have been taking, and I'm probably talking about the class, but side note, that's another thing about me. I just be across the street. Like my mind, how like on a computer, you might have up like right now on my computer, I have up 1, 2, 3, 4. I have 11 tabs. That's how my brain is. It's just different tabs. So I gotta sometimes come back around. But let me finish the foot though. So it was swollen. I still kind of limped around, did what I needed to do. I knew I was on my way to North Carolina though, with a 4-year-old godson who was active. So of course I prayed and I was like, Lord, please help me. I took water pills. I have the Durex. I may not be saying that correctly. Been drinking a lot of water. And I also have compression socks. Those were a lifesaver for me. It was walking through the airport. I was okay. Walking through Midway. I have clear, so I didn't stand in lines that long. But when I got to North Carolina, when I was in Chicago, that was the flight was like booked. Like, there was no open seats, so they kept saying, you guys we need volunteers to check in your bag. I never check a bag. Even when I go out of the country, I make sure I pack a carry-on bag and a book bag with everything that I need. I don't care if I have to roll it up, because I've had incidents where I have lost or luggage has been lost for me. And so I usually just, have come to North Carolina. So many times I can't even count. Last year I was here like 3 times. So I never check a bag, but I was a little pressured. I was pressured to check my bag. And I still love Southwest. Like, that's my family. I'm not, down in Southwest at all. But I should have held on to my bag and fought, play with somebody else, or you ask somebody else, like I generally do when like, oh, somebody needs to check bag, or you, I like, no, ma'am, no, sir, I'm not. I don't know if I was just tired, and a foot injury. I just like, okay, fine, I'll check it at the gate. Baby, I checked my bag, got on the plane, compression socks, was reading, catching up reading, looking over my notes like we do every day, and got off. The flight was overall okay, but the last 15 minutes was ridiculous. Okay, it was raining really hard in Charlotte, honey, and baby, that's all I got to say. I don't want anybody that's watching this to just scare you, especially if you're about to get on the plane. It was all right, because I knew I was gonna be okay, because I already, I be having dreams and stuff of doing certain things. So I'm like, oh, I ain't do that yet, so I ain't going nowhere. So, it was a little scary. We land. Here's where it all went left, or whatever you want to call it. First of all, they didn't even let us know, like, what, I don't want to say terminal. That's not what it is. What, carousel, our, bags were on. Like sometimes, like, hey, bags are on. I've been on different airlines where a lot of them, Delta, United, American, tell you, hey, carousel 2, this and blah, blah, blah. I wasn't thinking anything of it. I've never been in the baggage claim in Charlotte, North Carolina. And all the time that I've been here, My best friend has lived here. Mylo, or my oldest godson is 19. She's lived here since he was like 7 or 8. So think about that. I have never checked a bag. So I'm like, oh, I'm just gonna follow the crowd. I'm okay. I'm praying. My foot was doing well. I'm like, good. Walk slow. The only thing is my book bag. Because I usually put my book bag right on my roller bag. I just sit it there. It's so heavy, y'all. This book was so heavy. So now I have to carry it on top of the foot. So I'm, walking and looking crazy, but praying like, oh Lord, help me, and just reminding God of like the vows I made. Listen, I'm gonna stick to these goals this time. I'm gonna work out. I've been doing it for the last few days. Like, Lord, please just have mercy on me. That's what I'm saying to myself, to God, and in my head. So I'll get down to baggage claim, and it's a mess. Like, it's a mess. Like, Charlotte, North Carolina, y'all should be ashamed of yourselves. Like, the baggage claim is ridiculous. I don't even know how else to say it, and I'm gonna just leave it at. So it's people everywhere. Their signs look like, my 10-year-old goddaughter. Well, I have two, a 9 and 10-year-old goddaughter, Chrissy and Karis, made their own little signs on yellow paper, and it's arrows everywhere, but it looks like it's under construction. That's fine. I've been in airports where it's under construction, but there's no rhyme or reason to anything. Like, literally, it took me 45 minutes of walking through the baggage claim twice. Mind you, I have a injured ankle, swollen foot. Thank God for these compression socks, because that's what say, like, thank God. I got them from Amazon too. Just walking, and like, no, even on the monitors, it didn't say, when it says arrivals, and departures. It On arrivals it said Chicago O'Hare. I didn't come through O'Hare. It was like 3 O'Hares. I came through Midway. So I'm just scratching my head like, yo, it's not even on the I can't even think what it is. I just said what it was. It's not even on the monitor. Like, I don't know. So I'm looking for some people that was on a flight, like, trying to make, eye contact or something, and then we didn't see anybody that worked for Southwest. Like, we saw the lost and found for Delta, even for Spirit. Like, where are you, Southwest? Like, are you in Spirit sharing? Like, y'all roommates or something? We didn't even see, like, there was no place to go to ask someone in Southwest, what carousel are our bags on? Everybody was confused. So after about 45 minutes, my ankle started to throb. So I'm like, listen, girl. Like, you done lost like 10 pounds in the last 21 days or something. Good job. But you still hefty. And this ankle was like, if you don't leave me alone and get up off me. So finally, I just kind of looked at the monitor again for last time. Like, am I missing something? I literally went through all of the carousels looking, for Chicago Midway. Couldn't find it nowhere. There was a couple that was on a plane, an older couple that was on a plane with me, and I noticed them, and they asked like some another worker I forgot which airline they were with. I think American. And he was like, "Oh, Southwest is all over the place." Where? But he meant in that they were not structured or had any literally like all over the place, but nowhere. So he kind of directed us towards the first carousel, number 2. Y'all, I walk over there. Who bag I see? My bag was like, "Can you come get me?" So I grabbed my bag. I'm like, oh my God. Like, I literally could have just got right off of this escalator if I knew that that's where my bag was going to be, and just stood here instead of walking for 45 minutes on this ankle. Like, what gives? So I'm texting my best friend. She's like, oh my God, I'm so sorry. I'm like, what you apologizing for? You're not Charlotte Airport. And I never check a bag. I'm sweating. I'm like, okay. I told my friend, she was like, oh, I'm gonna come get you. I'm like, no. She has my 4-year-old godson. I wasn't sure if Jackson was asleep or not. And she went to the train station to get my 19-year-old godson because he's home for the weekend. I'm so glad he's home that, when I'm visiting from North Carolina A&T. So she was already out. I'm like, Jazz, I'm getting an Uber. Like, and I'll show you the conversation. She kept putting, I could come, I could. Listen, I'm sure you've had a long day. I chose this late flight. I'm going to do Uber. So I finally get my bag, order Uber. It took about 15 minutes. I did a little video. I had my mask on, so I don't know if y'all could hear it or not. I'm gonna insert it. I was sitting. The only good thing about the baggage claim area in North Carolina, Charlotte's airport is the rocking chairs. They have white rocking chairs. When I go to the airport early, sometime I go early on purpose just to sit in the rocking chair. But the baggage claim experience was terrible. Yeah, I hope y'all can hear me. I made it to Charlotte. And it took me 45 minutes to find my bag. And baggage claim. I never check a bag. I always take bags on a plane with me. But they were pressuring me to check my bag at the gates because it was a full flight. And I usually fight. I usually be like, no, I'm keeping mine. I gave up the fight. And this is what happens. So I'm waiting for my Uber now. And I'm tired. And I got class at 5 a.m. tomorrow. I was supposed to do like this cute little video like, oh, I'm vlogging for March. Look at me in the airport. Look at me, I made it. Child, I didn't even have time to do all of that. I was so tired, frustrated, ankle throbbing. I didn't have time to be no vlogger. So anyway, I did make it. I made it. My ankle feels a lot better. It was almost midnight at the actual house, and then I stayed up a little bit talking, catching up with my friend. Jackson was still up, child. Like, he was at the door when I was too tired. I wish I had recorded him, but he was at the door, honey, waiting for me at the door. And he's so nosy. He's like, hi. He's like, whose car is that? Who's that? Sir, it's my Uber driver. What's his name? I don't know him. But he was got here, and then talked, then got settled, and then was up by 4:30 Eastern Standard Time for class. And class was amazing, y'all. Yeah, class was amazing today. I want to, so I'm gonna do another video on like my goals. Again, I'm not going to post like the content of the class, because if you want to do it, you need to contact Peach McIntyre, like I said. And it's worth every penny. The class is worth every penny. But yeah, that's it. This is gonna be my day 2 vlog. I have to upload day 1. I did it. I recorded it and all that good stuff. I just need to edit it, and I'm gonna upload that today, and then I'm gonna upload day 2. And my day just started, so I'm sure I'll have some adventures with Jackson. So anyway, it's March 2nd, 2024, second day of March, and I'm calling it Motivational March. I know people usually say March Madness. I just don't like the term madness. I had enough madness in my life from 2021, the end of 2020, up until 2023. So I'm going to say Motivational March, day 2. Y'all have a great day.